Claudia, how are you? Good to see you. We'll wait for a few more people to join us. Thought I'd play a little music. How are you doing? How's your family doing in Honduras? I hope everyone is well. So we'll see if we get more people to join. Let me send you a wave. Hi there. Hi. Good to see you. God, it feels like it's been forever since I've done a live check-in. So I got some new lighting, so it's like really bright. I want to make sure I don't get a glare on my glasses. Oh, hi, Urali. Nice to see you. I'm going to send you a wave as well. Everyone is doing good. There's German. Hola, German. Good to see you. I'm good. Everyone's good. Man, it's been a while, hasn't it? Winter break. A lot going on. So, just playing a little background music. Can you guys hear me okay? I didn't even check my volume. Yes. I know I miss you too, Claudia. It's been so surreal. Even just doing the live check-in, I was so excited today. And of course, my art room is a mess. So it took me like 2 hours. I know, look at how much it's grown. Yep, and I have an undercut, but I need to get it touched up. But yeah, it grows like a weed. And there's Chelsea. Hi, Chelsea. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, I do. I miss doing the check-ins. It gives me something to look forward to. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, I decided to let the gray go out, and you know, you can't really pay for this. This is all natural. This is graduate school, by the way. This is stress. Stress and life experience. So, hi Chelsea, how are you? Oh, great. So we'll probably have a few more people joining us. I also invited some of my current history students. So if you're a current student of mine, welcome. A lot of my All Us members have also taken classes with me too, so they're always a good resource as well if you're having questions. Yes, nothing beats natural, yes. I honestly cannot afford maintenance and all the other stuff that the rich people do, so. You should see my mom. She's 80 and has no wrinkles. So she has really good skin, ages really well, so I'm really hoping that I've inherited that. Oh, studying for your first lab practical. Oh, thank you, yes, I did a little decorating. So for those of you that are new, this is kind of my little crafty, project-y area. Hi there, I see someone new. Welcome. I'm just doing introductions and waiting for people to join us. I had to show you my Christmas gift from my boyfriend, my new baby. This is my new baby. Oh, and he pops out. This is Baby Yoda. To me, he will always be Baby Yoda. So I have a slight obsession. Every time I saw him on the screen, I was just like, oh, he's so cute. There's Daphne. Hi, Daphne. I'm showing my Baby Yoda. I'm just obsessed. So, and my dog Simran is very jealous. She's always like, what is that? And so, yes. So I say he's my boyfriend, he's my partner, he's my life partner, he's my husband. Oh, so many labels. I think we're getting too old to call each other boyfriend, girlfriend. I will share our love story, but I thought I'd save that for next week since it's Valentine's, and I do have a very fun love story about how we met, and so he's very thoughtful like that. So, and I'm sure he's watching, like, he watches like the first 5 minutes of the video, and then he goes away, so he'll be like, why is Baby Yoda on there? So there he is, and he got me this too. It's a lunchbox, and I'm like, when am I gonna take lunch to school? I mean, to work. My office is here. So there's Mons. Hi, Mons. Hi, is it Jordanos? Nice to see you. Sending waves to you guys. But isn't it cute? So I use it now. Open it for like I call it wasabi tape. It's the washi tape, the Japanese tape for my crafts and stuff. So I can't ever remember it, so I call it wasabi tape. So I use it for craft project stuff. And if you've, as I describe my office, I'm a nester by nature. Actually, that is my grandfather. That's not my dad. And I should show you a photo of my dad. Looks the same. And you'll notice we all have the same nose. One of my colleagues goes to Mexico a lot, and she's a huge Los Panchos fan. And she saw that in a window in a store, and she took a picture. She's like, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes." So he sits there and he watches. I did a video last year about him, but I'm always, as I like to say, chisme. I love to share chisme, gossip. So I'm always happy to share gossip with him. So he still haunts me. Like I go to a grocery store and they'll play his music, like at El Rancho. Or I watch a movie and all of a sudden the song sounds familiar and I'm like, oh, again. So I feel like he likes to haunt me. He likes to keep, keep tabs. They're very nosy in that regard. But yeah, and then I also have a slight Snoopy obsession. So I've started making my own Snoopy art. I take puzzles now and I've started doing more collaging. Look what I found at the store. Oh my goodness. I love Snoopy. My childhood memories. And of course I had to get towels, and look at that. It's too nice to use in the kitchen, so I'm going to see if I can't repurpose maybe like a cup holder or something. So yeah, so I love Snoopy. I wish we were on campus. You should see my office, those of you that have seen it. I have kind of 3 different collections going on. I have lots of Day of the Dead stuff, which I usually have out in the fall. I'm now obsessed. I have Snoopy, of course. And then, well, we were the Thunder Ducks at Richlands. I have a lot of ducks as well. It might be time to retire the ducks. Oh, there's Natalia. Good to see you. Hi, everyone. Well, great. So we got a good bunch of people that have joined us. I just want to welcome you guys to the Alice Club, tell you a little bit more about myself. Some of you are my current history students, so welcome. I thought put a face with a name. I'm not really big on doing the conference calls unless we absolutely have to. I just find this medium much easier, so... But anyway, so yeah, I love to redo and recollage my wall. This is like a vision board, inspiration board, seasonal board. I am a big crafter, and I will be sharing some of my crafts, and I'm all about crafting on the cheap. So I am obsessed with Dollar Tree. And as my partner knows, don't let me go into a Dollar Tree, I will spend $50 and get $50 worth of stuff. So I have, you can't see it off camera, but I have a lot of Valentine's stuff that I'm excited to start crafting. So I'm thinking next week we might do kind of a Valentine's theme craft. Let's talk about love, relationships, something more lighthearted. So hi, good to see you guys. Oh, you do crafts too? Wonderful. Then, yeah. So, and if you have any ideas or videos, please send them my way. I'm always, while I'm grading, I always have like a craft video going on, something. One of my favorites that I follow is Crafty Chica, and that's where I got the idea to do craft hops, because she does Chica crafts, and so she celebrates other Chicana artists and crafters, and so that's how you actually get introduced to new people. And we've been doing that, and Natalia knows we do hops here where we like hop onto the Multicultural Center Instagram, or we hop on Student Life, or we hop on Art Club. So I'm hoping, I'm still, I'm a little behind, but I will get coordinated. Oh, there's Isra. Hi, Isra. Good to see you. Isra, I meant to reach out to you because I noticed you are now on the Muslim student club or student association. So I definitely want to do a collaboration event or have you come on as a guest speaker. So let's talk offline. So send me an email and I want to follow up with you. And I hope you're doing well. I miss you too. So, okay. Yes, I love Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. My mom says that my hobbies are expensive, so I've had to learn how to be cost effective. And I know for a lot of you that are artists and take art classes, I can definitely relate. So, absolutely. Okay, well, let me introduce myself if you don't know who I am. My name is Professor Michelle Navarro. My pronouns are, I prefer Ms. Navarro or Professor Navarro. I'm not quite Dr. Navarro, and that's a whole nother Instagram. In fact, I'm writing a blog about it. I finished everything up until the defense, and yeah, a few things happened, but as I mentioned, I'm a lifelong student, and, I'm just going into a different direction. And right now I'm taking a break because financially, student loans, I'm almost done paying off my loans. And, but I do free online courses now through Coursera. Cornell University now is offering an equity and inclusion certificate. So, I'm still learning. So, will I ever become officially Dr. Navarro? It would be nice, but I also have learned a lot from my failures and a lot from the challenges I faced in life, and I've realized I am doing the thing I love, which is teaching, and I really have embraced the Alice Club, and you guys have embraced me. And so I love when I hear students that are like, oh, you really seem like you care. Well, yeah, I do. This is what I love to do. This is kind of my niche in life. Oh, I love it. Best office ever. I don't know if I'd say that. I've seen some really good offices. And I really hope I never have to pack up that office because I have so much stuff. My partner calls me a hoarder. I am not a hoarder. I am a collector. And I'm a historian, so of course I'm very sentimental. And also I would describe myself as an empath. So I'm a deeply empathetic person. You know, wear my feelings on my sleeve. Some of you that took classes with me face to face, you knew the minute I walked into the door what my emotional state was. So, but I love doing the live check-ins with you guys, and we're going to have other guest speakers and other people come on as well. And we just found, you know, it's kind of funny how COVID worked out. COVID-19 happened, and during spring break last year, I didn't know that I was not going to be back into my office for almost a whole year now. It's just come a lot of changes and a lot of upheaval. And, you know, for those of you right now, if you have lost a loved one or a family member, please know that my heart goes out to you. We do celebrate Day of the Dead in November. That's our kind of our big cultural celebration, and we love to educate the public about honoring death. And I think with, you know, 40,000 people now that have died from COVID, that's also, if you multiply that even times 2 or 3, those are individuals that had to face that loss, that had to bury that person, or didn't even get to say goodbye. So I know right now death it's very important to have those conversations. And is it the Columbus ship? What ship? I'm not sure. No? You'll have to point it out to me. I don't think so. Oh, are you talking about this bag here? This is just some beautiful embroidery. You know, I love a bag, so, and I love folk art, things like that. The blue one. This one here? This is a replica of Lotteria. I've started making my own Lotteria art, and I had fun with it, and I did a little 3D crafting. And I might do some more Lotteria art. It's fun. I don't know if you've seen, there's a millennial version of Lotteria. Oh, on top of Grandpa's picture. Oh, way at the top. Oh, no, that's a still life. Way up there. Oh, wow, good eye. No, I took that with Professor Lefeld at Richland. She teaches art, and she made us do some still lifes. So I just did it in blue. But yeah, I hadn't thought about it. Yeah, but no, I don't think I would do something to honor Columbus. If you've read the first chapter of Howard Zinn, you know, not a big fan of his. So, okay, what was I talking about? I lost my frame of mind. Okay, so let me welcome you to Allah's. Let me tell you a little bit more about Allah's Club. We are actually, this is our 11th year now as a club, so I'm really excited. And whatever format, you know, we're here. Oh, I just realized, I have a little OCD. I'm just all over the map. We were talking about passing away, and so for Day of the Dead, you know, if you have lost a loved one, just know that, you know, in November we do honor loved ones that have passed away. And you remember, yes. And, you know, we're not afraid to have those conversations. And, of course, you know, culturally speaking, Latin culture, or at least Mexican culture, we do try to honor death, and we know it has not gone away. And, you know, my grandfather, he still sees me, still talks to me, my father, too. So, oh, good. Yes, you're Ethiopian. Can I just give a shout out to Ethiopia? I've noticed I have a good contingent of Ethiopian students this year, and I'm so excited. So I want to learn more about Ethiopian culture, and our Allah's Club, we love learning about other cultures and backgrounds. And so if you ever have anything to share, or videos, or things where we can learn, or I can learn, Africa is definitely on my list. And now I'm going to have to go to Ethiopia as well. And I'll share a little chisme. I'm kind of obsessed with 90 Day Fiancé. That's kind of the show I'm binge watching right now. But the one where the Americans go to the other country. And so right now there's a girl who's pregnant going to Ethiopia. And I just love seeing all the background, like seeing the street food, seeing the artists, seeing the buildings. And then, of course, you see Americans who have no concept of travel and different cultures, and it just breaks my heart because I'm like, you could have a more positive experience. Let's see. Rodano says some of the Native American culture is similar. Yes, yes, I would absolutely agree. And if you're taking my 1301, maybe we will at some point talk about the Olmecs, and there is evidence that possibly African cultures made their way to Mexico, because when you look at those statues, it looks like there might be some connection there. So I just love that everything is connected. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so as I was saying, so All Is Club, we're starting our 11th year, and we started very simply as we were a club. One of my history students actually came to my office hours. Ethiopia's no, okay, good to know. Ethiopia is not colonized. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not sure what region from the Olmecs, but it's possible. So I'll have to look more into that. So with All Us, I had a student that came to my office one day and said, Ms. Navarro, there's no representation for Latinos on campus. So I said, okay, so let's start a club. And we've been doing this ever since. And every year it's different. Really, this is a student-driven club. Whatever you're interested in, whatever you want to learn about or focus on. And it has changed over the years. And now I'm happy to see that we are focusing more on giving back to the community. When we were on campus, we did some really good fundraising. Now we're trying to do more volunteering and really just more education about Latin American culture, connections to other cultures. For a while there, we had we had a lot of international students that joined us, and we had a huge Asian contingent as well, Asian students, and then they went and formed their own club, but of course we still cross-collaborate. And speaking of, I see Professor Pam is on here. Good to see you. Pam is moving on to do bigger and better things, but we miss her, and I hope she will still be a guest on our channel and still collaborate with us. And I still need to learn how to make Asian dumplings from her to see if she can make them better than my boyfriend, and I'm pretty sure she can. So welcome. Good to see you. I'll send you a wave as well. All right, so a couple of things. So I'll put, sorry, my allergies are acting up a little bit. Let me tell you about some of the events that are coming up. Where, honestly, with COVID, a lot of our numbers have kind of decimated, and we're all just trying to keep afloat. And so I'm happy that we can open this up to all the Dallas College students on all 7 campuses. And we are very big on collaborating with other clubs. And so some of the things I'll share with you are other things that clubs are doing as well that we hope to be part of. But before I get to that, let me actually tell you about our officers. And I think a couple of them are going to hop on. So German, if you want to hop on, feel free to. If you know how to do it, I think you have to go out and come in and hit the request. So we have German, who is our All Us president. And German is actually a legacy member because his older sister Rosa was in All Us a few years ago, and now she's at UT Dallas, and so it's really great that he is part of it. So let me bring, let's see, and German was also one of my former history students. I think he just finished up the last section. There he is! There he is! Hi, German. How are you?
Tired right now. Okay.
He's very shy.
Yeah.
How's everything?
Just right now, I'm just doing, how do you say, anthropology homework right now. Because
okay.
I have
Anthropology is good.
Week, I don't know, but I'm trying to get ahead of that.
Okay. So what do you want to tell the new people about All Us, or why you're president, or what do you want to share real quick?
I was very shy. My sister was like, hey, I already know this professor. You already know her too. From that one time we did the event, the color run.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, if you want to, how do you say, boost up your confidence, she'll help you on it. And I joined All Us. I was, I think, social chairman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And after that, I was like, you know what? I want to like step up. The earbud's not staying in, but to be vice president. I put my bad. I can.
It's okay.
He's stuck right now. I'm stuttering.
No, that's totally.
Yeah. So I told Professor Navarro I want to be vice president.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, she was like, you know what? There's not a lot of people being president. Do you want to like step up? I was scared. I was like, nah, I don't want to. No, I don't want to do it. I feel like I was gonna be a good president. I wasn't gonna help the allies at all.
Hmm.
Like I was just gonna be a quiet president. Like we weren't gonna do nothing. Oh, can you see me now or no?
Yeah, I can. I totally can.
Okay,
I can.
my bad. Cause it's like 20% on my battery. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Should have
Okay. Well,
charged it.
I won't keep you on too long, but
No.
yeah. So I just wanted to introduce everyone to German and tell them, what are you studying for your degree? What do you
Oh,
want to
right
get?
now I found out what degree and I'm studying to be a nurse or an EMT, one of
Wonderful.
those two. But
Okay.
right now I'm trying to get my Associates of Science, and after that either transfer to a medical school to get my BSN,
Awesome.
Bachelor's in Science in Nursing, something like that.
Mhm.
It's long. No, and then I'm still struggling on finding a university. That's the
Mhm.
hard part.
Okay.
But
Well, we
right
can still
now I'm
definitely
just
talk about that. Yeah.
yeah. But if any other clubs are right now are in this live, just DM me. I'm gladly to how do you say collab.
Hmm.
And also if you need any other questions, I'm in WhatsApp. You already Professor Noah.
Uh-huh.
They how do you put my I'm studying right now. Damn.
Oh, that's
My
okay.
bad.
Your contact
uh
information,
yeah,
or
my contact information,
so
all that.
they can either DM the Alles Club or they can send me an email
Hmm.
and we'll get them to you. Or German, you have your Instagram. You can put it in the comments
Gotcha.
and we'll share
My
it. Yep,
bad. No,
absolutely.
but if y'all have any questions about Allah, just let me know. I'll gladly to help. I'll try my best or get somebody else, like either Professor Navarro or Maz, and I'll help in any way possible. My
Okay.
bad again with the
Um,
stuttering.
you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Well, I appreciate you hopping on. I'll let you get back to your studies.
No
And
worries.
so, and also, so before your battery dies. All right.
See you
Good to
guys.
see you. We'll be in touch.
You too.
Bye. Oh, let's see. There we go. Yeah, German, honestly, he's been one of the best presidents we've had. And, I have learned, don't ever count out the people who are quieter or shy or introverted, because let me tell you, um, he does amazing things. And German is that person, you need anything, and he steps up. And, the fact that he was going into the health professions, that he wants to give back. Oh my goodness. Yes, he is amazing. So he's our president, and I'm so happy. And even, with the COVID and everything going on, I know people have stuff going on in their lives. I was like, you sure you want to still do this? He's like, absolutely. Like, not even a question. So that inspired me. I was like, okay, if you guys still want to do this, I'm still here. I still got 20 years till retirement if I retire. So there we go. So that's our president. You might see on here Dulce de Mons. That is our vice president, Montserrat. I think Mons is in the car right now, so otherwise she would hop on. But I'm hoping we can get Mons to do maybe a live check-in at some point in the future. She also has a cookie business and does cookie decorating, so follow her on her Dulce de Mons um, Instagram. She does beautiful cookies, and we've actually done some social events where we've decorated cookies and things. And I wanted to share the good news with Mons. Mons is actually pregnant with her. Is it your third child? Yes, I think so. I lost count. So I'm so happy for her, and I think the baby is due in April. So that's a lot. And we talk about someone that tries to balance everything. She's going to school, she has a business, she has two other children, and now she's having another baby. I mean, I've learned that, yeah, women can do it all, but it's also exhausting. So my hat goes off to Mons for doing all of that. Yes, third baby. I have a feeling you'll just have the baby and then just go back to work the next day, right? No, I'm just kidding. But maybe we could even do a live check-in where we talk about more of women's health, because one of the things we don't do enough is talk about the reality of having children. And everyone's like, oh, get pregnant, have a baby, have the baby shower, but they don't tell you about the misery of having a baby, and the sickness and the fears and the concerns. And the reason why I bring it up is I saw a documentary with Amy Schumer, the comedian, and she had a very difficult pregnancy. And the fact that she was filming it, and she's throwing up every day, and I had a mom that was very honest with me. And in fact, my mom almost died having my brother. In fact, she did die. She died on the table and she came back. So for my mom, she's not afraid of death. She's like, I died. It's very peaceful. When it's my time to go, I'm ready to go. But this was also in the 1960s. So they weren't really doing C-sections at the time. So let me preface that too. So, but she was always very honest growing up about the realities of having a baby. And the thing is, you know, we try to sell this notion, especially to young women, oh, get married, have a baby. It's wonderful. It's lovely. But you have to take care of that baby at some point when everyone else goes home, even grandma and grandpa. So, you know, I don't think we do enough to talk about, you know, the risks and the dangers, and even just trying to balance work, life, and school. And I have many students right now taking my classes that are parents to young children and working and trying to take my class. And really, honestly, I have such an admiration for you guys as well, because you have to stay focused and you have a lot riding on this. So just stay strong, and you have a community here, and there's lots of resources as well. So to put Mons on the spot. All suffering is good. Yes, absolutely. And, you know, I did not have the pleasure of being a parent myself or having a baby. Those were my own life choices because I chose to focus on education. And, you know, if you watched one of my TED Talks where I tell my mom's story, you know, there's reasons behind that. And, you know, for me, that was my choice. And so I didn't really think I'd get to be a parent. And then with this relationship that I'm in now, I'm now raising a teenager who just turned 18, and I'm getting to enjoy the role of a step parent, but a loving step parent. And I really feel like my niche is older children, young adults, you know, teenage. So I feel like I showed up at just the right time. I'm not so good with young kids. I can hold a baby for 10 minutes and then it cries, and then I'm like, okay, where's your mom? Please take this away from me. So, but you're right. There is so much joy in seeing them. And really all of my students, you guys really are my children as well. And my ALA students and my alumni who have gone on, I'm still in contact with them. To see you guys flourish, especially those of you who are the first in your family to go to college, that are trying something that has never been done before. It is just, you know, I want to be supportive and I want to see all of that, and it just makes me happy. And I do know that, oh yes, he is a badass gamer. I'm so glad, Daphne, you brought that up. I got to be a proud mom and I got to watch on Twitch. Who knew that there was a thing called E-League and that it's a professional sport and people can make some serious money. And so he got a new system for Christmas, and he has always been a really good gamer. And I mean, talk about lightning reflexes. And, so there you go. So yeah, I'm excited for him too. Yep, go Mustangs. He goes to Creekview. I think he's looking to go to North UNT or possibly UT Dallas. They got a private donor to donate $14 million to Creekview to develop the E-League gaming. And Daphne, you should see, I saw photos. They're making a new gaming room for these people, for these students, with systems and chairs, and it's like they're gonna have a class. I'm like, wow. So, but you can take gaming, you know, in college. And when I was watching him play, it's hard for me because, you know, I'm an 80s kid. So for me, Pac-Man is a game, you know, and Galaga, that's kind of the extent of my gaming skills. So it's hard for me to watch because I'm looking at all the background. And I'm like, it takes an artist to design all those things and to create those worlds, and it takes creativity, and you need writers to write those worlds and write those stories. So don't ever let anyone tell you that humanities or liberal arts or just being an artist is a waste of time or money. It isn't. All these things that we do for entertainment come from the art world. So, you know, and I think there's just so many opportunities that these new areas can open up to for everyone, you know, because if you're, you know, an accountant, you know, they need people to run the money. If you are marketing, you got to sell the games. You know, if you're into a visual design, I mean, there's so many new and exciting fields that did not exist when I was going to school. And I always tell my students that someday you may have a job that doesn't even exist in this present moment. So that's what's kind of exciting. So yeah. So he's very lucky. So I see a couple of other people join. Hi, thanks for joining. So, so our club really, as you can tell, we are very much like a family. and we celebrate and we support each other and we love each other like a family as well. I did not finish all of the officers. We also have Chelsea, who is our historian, and hopefully Chelsea has agreed to do a live check-in at some point. We postponed it from last semester, but she likes to ice skate. So I would love to see her do a live check-in for us. And we even talked about, we don't see a lot of Latinas or Latinx in sports, because a lot of these sports, especially ice skating, is very expensive. And there was a point where, you know, costumes and rink time and coaches and sponsors, you got to have money and you got to come from those backgrounds. So it's so important to support students of color wanting to get involved in sports. You're starting to see, especially in gymnastics, oh my goodness. New term that I'm learning and loving is called Black Excellence, and also hashtag Black Girl Magic. And I love that because you are really seeing professionals and people moving up into these areas. And it's, you know, we got to support each other. We have to help everyone rise up. So hopefully Chelsea can share a little bit about her experience of ice skating and what that is like. And then we also have Sonia. I don't know if Sonia's on here today, but Sonia is also kind of a longer time ALES member as well. She is our, what is the term? I guess she's our secretary. She's kind of a catch-all. She runs the Twitter account. And really everyone, even though everyone has a role, everyone just pitches in wherever they need help. You know, like Mons is really good with doing the flyers, or German does the sign-ups. And it's just really who's available, who wants to do it. And then just regular members as well get involved, and we'll probably open up, you know, officer elections probably in the fall once we're actually face-to-face again. And so it's, you know, it's something you can put on your resume, you can put on your application that you were involved and you were part of this. So that's kind of what ALES is in a nutshell. We are focusing more on volunteering. Like I said, one of the things we have been doing really consistently is the North Texas Food Bank. They've been coming to all of the Dallas College campuses. I'll have to send out the link. I'll post it on our eCampus page. And I think they're coming to the Richland campus, I think next week, but I will double check. And it's actually very safe. You know, they do follow COVID protocols, and you're just putting food that are boxed up already into people's cars. So they just drive up and you just put them in. And we've been doing that now. I wasn't able to go to the last one, but I know German did, and he said it was like over 600 cars that families that are in need. And so it is so important that we help people that are having, you know, food insecurity. We do have outreach programs. So if you know someone who's a student, let me know. We do have some services. We do have a social worker. If you find yourself, you know, without housing all of a sudden, if you have food insecurity, if you need help with Wi-Fi or getting access to some technology, Dallas College has really stepped up in doing some of those things. Okay. And then let me share with you just some other things that we're hoping to collaborate with. The big one, of course, is working with Art Club, and Daphne is on there too. Now, I think they also meet on Tuesdays, but I think like at 1:30, I believe. Oh, great. Yes, the CARES Act also has money as well. I'm glad you pointed that out. I need to find, if you have a website or something, Daphne, send it to me. I'll post it on our eCampus site so that students have access to those things. With Art Club, Professor Lefeld sponsors that club. She's an amazing artist herself. She's from Venezuela. She has been a guest on our Instagram lives a couple of times now. Hopefully she'll come back again. And we love learning about other Latin American countries as well. So a lot of, you know, we did a lot of events where we supported the crisis in Venezuela, trying to bring awareness of what's happening over there. And I mean, she can tell you firsthand just some of the nightmare stories, the challenges with this, you know, new government that's over there. But the Art Club has been very generous in inviting us to a couple of events that we could collaborate on. So let me share some of those with you right now. So in March, they're actually having two events. One on March 9th, they're going to go to the Dallas Museum of Art. So if you feel comfortable going, and again, I will send out links and signups and all that information and post it here as well. They're going to go see the Frida exhibit, and you know, I love Frida Kahlo. I'm wearing a bracelet of her right now. So, and a lot of my LS students are obsessed with Frida too. And so I love whenever her pieces are in town, I love to go see her art. I had the chance to go see her exhibit in San Francisco, I think about 10 years ago. And oh my goodness, just beautiful, beautiful artwork. So if you're curious about this Mexican artist, you want to learn more about her art, I love going to museums with actual artists and professors that know and kind of are like your personal tour guide. And oh, I love it. Thank you, Daphne. She said they will be streaming it for those that can't join. I don't know yet if I'll be able to go. I should be able to, but if not, then I'll make sure we send an Alice person as well to live stream it too. So we'll have it on multiple channels. And then don't worry, we will do another, if it works out, we'll do another event later on. Hopefully the COVID numbers will go down. It'll be safer. But yeah, we love going downtown. We always talk about going to Clyde Warren Park and maybe eating at the food trucks out there or hanging out, socially distanced, of course. So, you know, like I said, it's your club and we can plan things that you want to do. And so we're excited to join Art Club with that. They also are going to do a movie night on March 12th, and they're going to watch the movie Frida. So, Daphne, are they going to stream that live? Over the internet, I'm assuming, how you guys are going to do that. But if you haven't seen the movie Frida with Salma Hayek, oh my goodness, it is beautifully done. In fact, I'm still reading the biography that the movie is based off of. It's actually downstairs. I mean, the book, I'm not kidding, is this thick. So I read it, I take a break, I read it, I take a break. Okay, live on your Teams account, perfect. Okay, so once I get that information again, I will share it with all of you and I'll share it on here. And I always love to watch it and rewatch it. I have the soundtrack to the music, and it's just a beautiful story. And when you're looking for representation of your culture, you really want to embrace those things. And when I think about Frida, I think of it is a really good representation of Mexican culture, of kind of Mexican life in the 1920s. And I find it fascinating. So, okay, and if you go to the Art Club's Instagram, can you put the Art Club IG handle in the comments so we have that too? You can look at their link as well. And they also do a game night, and I know we've been trying to do a game night and we're not as organized and I have just got too busy. So we would love to join the Art Club game night, and their next one is going to be on a Friday, February the 12th. So we're going to check that out. And again, it's a great way to meet new people, meet other club members, meet people from different backgrounds. And so again, well, I'll have more information on that too. And then the last thing that I want to share, which I'm really excited about, is that we are going to do an art contest hosted by Art Club, or, you know, have them as well. But we're going to open it to all the Dallas College students. But I don't know if you can see right here behind me, and I know it's reversed because of the Instagram. Pick it up. But our logo, it needs a little freshening up. Okay, and now that we're no longer Richland College, we're Dallas College, you know, it's time. This one was designed by one of our former ALA students, I think in our second year that we had the club, and then we started making really good t-shirts and stuff. But we would love to have maybe an updated version of that. And so Daphne, and she's put the link there, if you follow artclub_RLC, they are going to come up with the details and the parameters for the contest. And so if you have an artistic leaning, if you want to do something, you know, we'll have the contest, and then probably the officers and myself will vote on the best one. And yeah, I think it's time to adopt a new logo, and then that will be used on all of our social media. We'll use it to make future t-shirts, things of that nature. So stay tuned for that. Okay. All right. So that's just one club, but there are other clubs that we do collaborate with that we want to share things with. The other one that I actually have not shared with the officers just yet is LULAC. So now that we are Dallas College, they're trying to have some main kind of virtual clubs online that are accessible to all students. And I saw that LULAC was on there. Now, we don't have a LULAC chapter at the Richland campus, but I met with the sponsor that is doing it at the El Centro campus. And it turns out they do very similar things that we do. They do fundraising, they do community outreach, they do game nights, they do, you know, cultural events. So, and like us, they too are losing membership and numbers. And so they have invited us to some of their events as well. And they also have an eCampus community page. And if you're curious, take a look at this organization. Let me put in the address. It's LULAC dot, sorry, it's auto correcting on me. LULAC, LULAC .org. There you go. Okay. So LULAC stands for League of United Latin American Citizens. Okay. So it's a nationwide organization. I want to encourage all of you, even if you're not Latino, go look at their website. They are all about supporting the Latinx community. Back when I was in school, they used to offer scholarships. They probably still do. So if you dig a little bit into the website, I bet you could find they're all about promoting higher education. Now they've branched out into politics and to equity and all kinds of inclusion. I noticed they even do a virtual summit, which is nice. Now, I've had personal experiences with LULAC. My parents were part of LULAC back in the 80s, years ago, and we used to go to the national conventions. And I'll be honest, I had positive and I had some not so positive experiences with LULAC, so I'm a little conflicted, but from what I heard about what they're doing at El Centro, it sounds like they're doing fabulous work, which is wonderful. And when I went, and I was 15 at the time, they had a national convention in Washington, D.C. So that was my first trip to D.C. And they also had a youth group. So they had, like teens, high school students. And we got to go on tours. We got to go to the White House. We got to go to the Smithsonian. That's how I saw the Constitution for the first time under glass and the Declaration of Independence. And I also got to meet some famous celebrities. I met the real Jaime Escalante. If you've seen the movie Stand and Deliver, I met the real guy. He actually came and he spoke to us. Was very inspiring. I also got to meet Rita Moreno. I know her from West Side Story. Some of you may know her from, what is it? There's a show on Netflix that she's on right now. She's everywhere. And she was really funny and really sweet. I also saw Celia Cruz and Tito Fuente perform. It was the first time I ever saw someone who was Afro-Cuban speaking and singing in Spanish. It blew my mind. I didn't even know that there was all this different kind of racial diversity within the Latinx community. So there are a lot of really great things. One day at a time. Thank you. Yes, she's on one day at a time. And so LULAC does do a lot, and they are more involved in politics now and policy and immigration. So if those are things you're interested in, I certainly want to at least connect you to that group and maybe collaborate and just, find connections with them. Now they are doing an online event, and Mons, you'll be interested in this. They're doing a cookie decorating contest on February 11th. So their meetings are on Thursdays at 2 o'clock. They meet every other Thursday. And I'll let you know when they have their meetings. They meet on eCampus Collaborate, but I can send out the link as well. And they're doing a Nailed It contest. Yes. I don't know. I think you're our dark horse, Mons. I think you could win it. They even have a tutorial on their eCampus site on how to actually do a cookie decorating. So if that's something you want to participate in, I'm willing to check it out. I haven't decorated a cookie in a while. And Mons, she actually makes cookie kits so that, your family or your kids can actually decorate. We'll have to check that out. But I think if we entered Mons, I think she'd win it. Is that really fair? I don't know. Yes, she would. Oh my goodness. And she's actually done tutorials for us. And we are very humbled by Mons' skills because we try to decorate cookies. And it takes a lot of practice for us. So, all right. So I thought that would be fun too. And then if I hear of any scholarships and if I hear more about the virtual summit, again, our job as a club is really to just expose you to new things, to keep you open to new opportunities. A lot of times, especially first generation students, don't get to have all those experiences, or they don't really know how to navigate through college. College could be very isolating, very challenging. Oh, okay, great. Mons wants to do another cookie tutorial. Oh, perfect. So maybe we need a little practice before we enter the contest. So I'll talk more with you offline about that. Maybe we could squeeze you in next week before the 12th. I'll have to see. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. So yeah, so I'm excited. That's a new group that we want to collaborate with. Other groups we've collaborated with, we've had many guest speakers. We've had the Prism Club on our channel as well, and so we learn more about the gay and lesbian community, the LGBTQ plus community. We learned about transgender awareness, the importance of pronouns, and we do have a lot of Latinx students that do support other clubs that are openly gay or are questioning their identity. And, let's face it, sometimes we come from family cultures that are not as supportive. And so we want to make sure that we are acknowledging those students, supporting them, and that there is a group out there for you. So my big takeaway for today is get involved in student life in some way, shape, or form. If it's not our club, there is a club out there for you. There is the Black Student Association Club. There is the Muslim Student Association. There's plenty of Christian clubs. There is Chess Club. Philosophy Club is very active, and they do some very wonderful talks and conversations. I can't even name them all. There's so many. There's SGA if you want to get into student government. Absolutely. Oh, I love this. So Natalia says, you are invited to the film series. Wonderful. I wondered if you were going to bring the film series back. Absolutely. We would love to be part of that. When we used to meet on campus, the Multicultural Center, or I'm sorry, the Language Lab, used to do film festivals of international films. And let me tell you, I love a good international film. And yes, and so we feature, films from Africa, films from India. You haven't seen a sad movie till you've seen a French movie. French sadness is beautiful. And if you ever need a good cry, you need to watch a good French movie. Asian movies, and they lead to all kinds of conversations and exposure. And it's just different to see how other countries and cultures tell the story. And honestly, I'm obsessed with Netflix lately because there's so many good shows, especially from Spain lately. If you're watching a good show, put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm always looking for something new to become obsessed with. So I'm watching one on Hulu right now. It's about, I think it's called Maison, and it's about actual French prostitutes in the 1800s. And I love it because it's kind of like more like in your face, gritty, like this is what it's really like kind of thing. And so, and then I love practicing. I don't speak French that great, but I love just seeing it and hearing it. And also it's how I improve my Spanish as well. So, all right. Well, the other thing too I want to mention is it is Black History Month, and there is a link on the Dallas College site. There's a lot of events coming up. They are going to have some guest speakers. Like I said, we need to support other communities, and especially in light of what's been happening lately with racial tensions. I just heard Black Lives Matter organization got nominated for a Nobel Prize, and Stacey Abrams got nominated as well, and I'm so excited to hear that. Oh, wonderful. Natalia will send me a flyer about all of that. Yes, and I will let you guys know. I'll let all of my students know about the film series. But if you don't know who Stacey Abrams is, you talk about a woman who has learned from challenges. She ran for governor of Georgia. She did not win. There was clear evidence of voter tampering and fraud. And you know what? She embraced it. She said, look, I know that I should have won, but she went back and she did the groundwork. And she and so many other amazing women of color did the grassroots campaigning of getting people to register to vote, educating them about the importance of their vote. And look at what happened in this last election. Georgia became a blue state. And so we saw people for the first time ever joining the election process. So they will announce the official winners in October. But I just think that's amazing to see what she's doing. So yes, and Natalia, we absolutely will come to your virtual events. Absolutely, we want to support that. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just so thankful to have you guys back on our first live check-in. I know it's been a couple of months. We had to take a little break. I had to take a little break. And I sent out a survey, and I will put the link in our bio on Instagram as well. I asked you guys what kind of topics you wanted to see during this semester, and it looks like it's a pretty good amount, and I'm really pleased to see. You definitely want more trivia. We can definitely do some food segments. I even got my mom to agree to show us how to make homemade, authentic flour tortillas, because I need to know her recipe before I lose her. And mine, I need to practice. Yes, it's so good seeing you too, Daphne. Definitely more art and craft projects. We'll talk about current events, travel and culture. Hopefully we can get Professor Joan to come back on. She is an up and coming, she's getting her licensing in yoga and does meditation. But what's amazing about it is she does it and she connects to her ancestors and she connects to, you know, the generations that have come before us. And so she's done some meditative practices with us, and I hope she will come back again and do that. And I'll share more information about volunteering. And yes, the biggest one is people want to know more about how to transfer to other colleges, scholarships. So we can certainly do a day. Maybe I can get someone from the Transfer Center to come and speak. But we are here to be just a guide, to be, you know, if you have no one else supporting you, if you are in need or you have questions or concerns, reach out to us. And if I don't have the answer, I will find someone that will, or one of our students might have the solution, or we'll find the resources. Okay. Oh, I love it. Yes, let's do a Colombian food. Yes, I will talk to you for sure on that. Absolutely. I got to up my, that would be wonderful. Yes, and I need someone to teach me how to make pupusas as well. That's Salvadorian, I think. Yes, I hope so. All right, well, the last thing I wanted to share with you guys, because I do believe we need to be transparent with our students, is that we are now officially Dallas College. And those of you that are maybe new to our system, we used to be seven separate colleges. So like Alice was at the Richland College and we were our own entity. So, you know, now we have become one college, and, you know, on the outside, it's great for students. So, for example, I have a number of students that their base at campus is Cedar Valley, and they have chosen to take my history class. So you don't have to go through new paperwork, you don't have to transfer, it all goes on one transcript. So what's nice is like El Centro, they have like culinary studies. So maybe you want to take a cooking class there. You want to go to Eastfield to take a different class. Maybe you want to come to Richland to take history class with me. So our chancellor made that move to, you know, let's make it all one. Now, the reality though, is that behind the scenes, you have to look at it through the lens of corporate business and corporate culture. It's basically a merging of seven colleges into one. And when you do that, there are repeat jobs that get eliminated. Okay, and so I just want to let all my students know that right now, the faculty, myself, we're kind of, honestly, we're kind of hurting a little bit. We have seen, they've been doing layoffs, mostly of administrators and staff. They've let go all of the part-time workers, all of the vice presidents were let go. A lot of jobs now are just being housed under one department, like HR. There was a different HR group on every campus. Now it's under one. So it's one of those things of, you know, you don't want to lose your job, but you also see other people are, you know, they're being forced out. And honestly, I want to mention it because it is a teachable moment for you as students, because this is something you may face in your professional career someday. Corporate takeovers, corporate consolidation, this is not going to go away. And honestly, if you look at it through the lens of history, in a capitalist society, it's very cutthroat. You know, that's why I tell my history students all the time, we don't live in a purely capitalist society, because, you know, in pure capitalism, it's all about dog eat dog. And if you lose your business and I win, well, I don't have to worry about you. But the reality is, you know, the people that are being laid off, they are getting hopefully a severance. They can apply for unemployment. You know, the government now is trying to send out stimulus checks. These are things that are designed to help support us in those times of need. And, you know, for many of us that are still here at Richland, especially a lot of the people that are teaching, it's hard to see colleagues that you see every day. People that have been here 25, 30, 40 years have been let go. The other thing I want to educate you on, to my students, is when you get to a certain age, when you get to about your mid-50s, late 40s, mid-50s, these are the people that become the ones that are often let go of jobs when there is a recession, when there is a shift of some kind. So imagine being in your mid-50s. You have a mortgage, you have children, you have expenses, you have colleges to pay for, you have bills, you have debts. Sometimes a lot of families live check to check. They use every penny of their check, and then you're let go. And you are still at least a good 10, 15 years from Social Security. It's a frightening thing to experience. I have seen it firsthand. And the problem is that, in these capitalist systems, you're going to go for what's more efficient. And sometimes when you have someone that has a larger salary, you let them go. You can hire someone fresh out of college and they'll take the job for less money. Sometimes the job just becomes obsolete, or like in the case of Dallas College, all the departments are merging, so you have too many people doing the same thing. So instead of 5 people doing that job, now you only have 2. So now those other people are left out. And then on top of a pandemic, that just makes it even more challenging, to know that when I go back to my campus, once they open it, there are some people I'm not going to see every day. I'm used to seeing Natalia in the hallway and saying hi to her. I'm used to seeing other people that now I know are no longer going to be here. So I just wanted to have that transparency with you. I feel like we need to be honest with our students too, and just know that your professors, be a little kind to us. If you're not getting your grades back right away, or if you're not getting something you need, be a little bit patient with us. We're going through a tough time. It hurts, and our hearts hurt, and we're also scared, because the one thing I've learned is, no job is ever secure, and I've been laid off from jobs before. I've even been fired from jobs. When I was younger, I had a hard time getting up, getting to work on time, a couple of times, and you learn from that too. So at any moment, any of us could be out of work. So I know some of you have faced that with the restaurant industries closing. It's always going to be a challenge. Yeah, absolutely. It is a shame, and the key is survival. And that's why I tell my students, get degrees that's going to give you versatility, because the reality is you may not be in the career you're at right now. You may not be doing it forever. You may end up going into a whole nother industry. And honestly, I think this is my 4th career. So I've had different kind of reincarnations of myself as well. And that's what you have to do. Sometimes you have to go back to school and get certified in something else, or go into a whole nother field just to find work. And that's why we're starting to see more students come back to Dallas College to go back to school. I've seen more older students now going back to get degrees, because if you want upward mobility, if you want promotion, and that's part of kind of my job as your sponsor, is to make you aware of those realities. And those are the things that no one told me about in college or prepared me for. And bottom line, save your money. Start a retirement plan. Start saving money when you can, because as you get to my age, and I'm in my mid-40s, I really can't retire. So I'm hoping I can last. And if not, I'm going to have to reinvent myself yet again. And as you get older, it gets harder. And the thing is, there's this thing called ageism. It is a thing. And when you get to a certain age, they don't want to hire you anymore. So it gets harder to start over. So for those of you at Richland and you're focusing on your careers, focusing on your degrees, get those done. Get out into the workforce, get that experience, because you don't want to linger too long. And, I just wanted to let you know what's happening. So, all right, well, I think I have talked long enough. I just wanted to say hello, introduce myself, welcome you guys to the ALIS Club. We still do a lot of amazing things. We have a lot of support at our campus, and now the other 7 colleges are learning about us as well. Like I said, we are open to all students of all backgrounds. We love having you. Thank you, Daphne. And, I will let you know about some of the fun things coming up. And, we'll do virtual for a while. And then someday we will return to actually meeting in person and seeing each other. Okay? All right. Well, you guys have a good day. And I will be in touch. And I will post all the stuff I just announced online. Okay? Good to see you. Bye-bye.